Another piece of heaven, life path number 7. How are you doing? So we are here with your life path for September, on the path of discovery, right, 7? So let's see how lucky or unlucky you are and what you've run into or what you're running away from. Is it responsibility? Are you running from the devil, or are the devil in disguise? What is that disguise that people always seem to run into, or we seem to bump into? Another slice of heaven. So let's see, life path number 7 for September 2019. What's going on around life path number 7 for September 2019? Okay, so the 9 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. But is it? Are all these cups that need to release something? Something needs to be leasing out, leasing or letting it all out, letting it all go. There's this could be trying to look after your health. This could be trying to lose weight, trying to stop smoking, because this can be obviously this can be people that are overindulgent in anything, okay? So the 9 of Cups is searching to reach the ending. There could be a reaching energy, but that could be trying to look after someone's health, or you're looking after your own health or your own well-being, and you're trying your hardest to remain open than closing down. Some of you could be closing time, last call for alcohol, and maybe whiskey and wine. Some of you could be overindulging in drinking. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. A detox is needed. Okay, so some of you are looking after your health, definitely looking after your health and well-being, trying to this could be a lot what's going on with family, a lot of things that are going on with family. Now, when I was doing the pre-shuffle, we did have a lot of 5s that were coming out. 5 of Swords. I think the devil popped out. I'm the devil in disguise. But this is still kind of saying the same. There's some kind of toxic behavior of someone fearing or looking after someone's health, or someone's of an ill will and an ill health. This is definitely family members. Normally I would pick this up as work 5, but it might be a working relationship that you just have with yourself, or it might be where you work independently but you also look after family, but there's a family. I'm picking that more up as family, like family support. Family needs support, but there's a needy energy where they might need too much support, and it's dragging you down as well, down into the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole. That's definitely like emotional support. So there's a leader of the pack. There's someone that's trying to use their intelligence, emotional intelligence, which is what life path number 7 have, a higher knowledge, education. That's the leader here, because it's pulling. There's a pulling energy that someone's really trying to remain. So you do have people around you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarians, that could be family members, that are refusing to do anything different than what they are or do. Okay, now that can be you or them, because that's family involvement. There's a family heritage and there's a family involvement also of showing strength and leadership, but also someone that refuses to do anything other than that, because there's 2 spins. There's one that they're looking after their own health and well-being, and they're out for their own need, because that can be a needy energy. So someone's out for their own needs, but there could be someone that needs support, But we all have our own wheel of fortune and our own destiny to learn. And if we intervene with that, people of a negative approach, if people are at a low vibration, they're going to, that would be a lesson around family, because that would be family karma also, because it would be also healing. So you might have a healing number of 5, or if this is a healing number of 7, then it's still kind of the same, because someone is probably doing the same thing where they might have some kind of negative outlook, and you're trying to remain strong to look after your own. It's like looking after one's own. Because that would be family support. But if family don't have the same belief, because the King of Swords has a strong structure of belief. Now, if that's a spiritual belief, 555 on the clock, if that's a spiritual belief, too late. Okay, because you have an awakenings, and then you start to go through you can go through things where you can get very over emotional. People get very over emotional if you're going through the early stages of growth, or if they are. But if someone refuses to awake, the King of Swords knows. He knows the way. He leads the way. There's a guiding energy that just knows. But there is also someone that's nosy. It's also nosy is what I'm picking up. Nosy. Just like a Roman is what I'm picking up, and then Roman nose, like Roman. What's going on with these buttons? Because the King of Swords can be very difficult energy, because he knows. If he's spiritual, he knows the path to choose, because he is also a lot like the Emperor, the King of Swords. The King of Swords is more of the deck than any of the other kings, I feel, because the King of Swords is all about intellect, okay? But the King of Swords can also be a very tricky energy of also people that are around you that could be what you might feel, and they might feel also as a reflection, that are stubborn. Because if this king is spiritual, this king would know the way, and it would be too late back. They'll be too late to go back. So they know that they have to continue on his path, because it's a lot like an emperor, because it's sword energy, because it's using one's emotional intelligence, but spiritual emotional intelligence. Okay, so that is also a guide. But the King of Swords can also be very difficult energy to use. If you are spiritual and you have family members that are not, that's very difficult to persuade them otherwise, because they also have their own karmic value in order to, so it could be Taurus energy, karmic value in order to understand quite as well as what the king does. But if you have this kind of energy around you, I'm picking up it's a lot of the mirror effect seems to be happening around families, and some of you it's for court situations as well. Now these can be people that are also at an emotional loss, that have a negative outlook for some people. Now their outlook, because this one looks, and this one looks future forward, always looks future forward. But if someone around you has a negative approach of the past, because we always talk about being left out, the negative approach of always being left out, or the negative approach of life, the king sometimes has to cut that kind of behaviour out, because he knows that a negative outlook in life, or a negative approach, or people that have a negative quality, that's going to have a negative approach on you, which is going to make you think negatively, that will make this feed. You see, this is a feeder. It's feeding the energy in the wrong manner. It's like the right and the wrong manner. Two rights don't make a wrong. Two rights don't make a wrong, because there's an energy that is a substance of pulling back, to fearing to let go of something. So that can be like childhood, parenting kind of approach to things. Well, I'm trying to kick on what I was hearing before. Through a negative and a negative, if someone thinks negative and they are negative, because everybody has their own wheel of fortune and destiny to play out. When the king intervenes, he knows that if someone's negative a lot, that's going to stop his path, especially if the king is spiritual. It will block him. It will block him. There's a blocking energy here, because he knows that he needs to go forward, and that this energy could be a needy energy of the nines being needy, and this is support. But support worker. So there might be a support worker, and you might be a support worker for some of you, for people like this energy. But if this is a family energy, then that would be family karma that you're going through on your life path of discovering about emotional intelligence, of intellect, to how to get your family out of this. But if one of your family members or something is of an emotional value of needing support, it depends on how much support that they need, okay? Because some people in life, they constantly have a negative approach in life. No matter what they have, the king can have a lot, okay? But he's very wise, because he earned that right for himself, because he's the king, okay? But some people, they can have a lot of things, but they can be ungrateful for that, because that can be an ungrateful energy for some people, where you might see them as ungrateful, or they might see you as ungrateful, okay? But you might see each other as ungrateful for a lot of you, okay? So you can relate this to your love life, family life, or job, or anything like that, okay? Where there might be some more work that needs to be put into any kind of relationship dynamic that there is, because some people in life, it doesn't matter what they have, they can never see a brighter way out. They can never see their way out of this. Some people, they don't. That's why it's a feeding energy and not a supporting energy, because you have to let them learn and live that themselves. Because we have to live out our own fame, fortune, destiny, anything. We have to relive that ourselves to make it an ending, okay? But there can be an energy that, if you intervene with this, is that if people have always had everything and they're not so grateful for that, and they've never seen the positive outlook in life, that can affect the ability of the king. Because it will no matter what, how cruel life can be. When you're spiritual, you have a different approach and a different outlook completely, okay? Because it would be a king. But these two energies here, that can be a karmic lesson for people around family or even love. But I'm not really picking this up as love at the moment. I'm picking this up as a family affair, because it's like a family feast. This is like a feast of friends to a giant family. Okay, a feast of friends to a giant family. My dog is going ballistic. So a feast of friends to a giant family. So normally, when this kind of starts to go on, then, sorry, but that's completely and utterly distracted me, because people are outside my door. Because you can't let you get on your work. They won't let you get on with your path, on your forward path. Okay, that's not that. But what I'm saying is that this energy seems to be very, like, satisfied, like the rabbit hole, like misery loves company. Okay, misery loves company. So if they love their own company a lot, okay, there's an energy that's trying to intervene to stop that, but there's also an intervening energy of trying to not do that too. So it's a bit like a rock and a hard place. Because, whoa, I'm getting so many different kind of messages now. We have to draw some more cards. 7. I think this is like a family karmic situation. I can't feel the love at the moment. It's like someone can't feel the love. They can't find their way. This person can be lost in the dark. They can be lost in the shadows. As I'm saying, if you have someone around you that's never at a high vibration, but they always concentrate on things that they just haven't got in life and stuff like that. For some of you, that is family and your support for them, okay? But for some of you, there's a different approach, where people can be like a very emotional loss all of the time, and what you can discover through your life path lesson is that it's taking from your life path. It's taking from your life path. You've come here to experience that as karma, okay? Because you've come here to actually learn about that, which is higher educational, different purpose. There's a different purpose and a different pursuit. The pursuit of happiness. So watch the film, I can't remember what happened. The pursuit of happiness. Someone's on a pursuit also of happiness through the 9 to reach the 10. The pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of intelligence. Someone's being pursued, or someone's being sued for something. Child support. For some of you, is sued for child support. This could be the court for a lot of you, sued for child support. But some of you are seeking for job seekers allowance? I don't know what you call it in different countries. An allowance. Someone's allowing someone to get away with something, but like it's not allowing someone to get away with something. Do you know what I mean? Because the king can be very cutting. He can be like, no, no, you're not doing that. Now, however that plays out in your life, this could be to your children or parents, or to family members or anybody, that there's a structure that needs to be followed, and there's a, no, I cannot concentrate on this at the moment. You can't do that. So you might be telling them that, listen, you cannot keep concentrating all the time on things of an emotional loss. You have to think about what you have. What is it that you have? Is this what you have? Which is not much, because you're not refusing to let go of any kind of feeling or emotion. You're not opening up to release anything from the past. You can't keep thinking so negatively. You can't keep being the same way. You can't keep codependent on me. You can't keep relying on me. Some of you, okay, that's for some of you, that you can't keep relying on. Because that's why we have that old saying of, spread your wings and fly away, fly away. Because Sally was low, just watching the show over and over again. But he knew it was time. He made up his mind to leave his bad past behind. 'Cause spread your wings and fly away. So this can be someone that's very codependent on you to show them the way. To show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. Some of you have abandoned... No, I'm not picking that up. I think that this is a codependent situation, very much so, on this person here, But it could be where you're all kind of going through a lot of family karma at the moment, or court drama, or a courtroom drama case. Drama case. Or you're seen as a drama case, or you see them as a drama case. It's kind of like, oh my God, fuck me. What now? What have I got to do now? I've got to support the family. I've got to look after everybody. I've got to run my business. I've got to run the show. I've got to run everything. And I'm running and I'm running and I'm running. And now you need something. What is it that you need now? I need this. I need that. I need this. Really? Well, I've got to sort out my job first. I've got to sort out my allowance first. I've got to sort how much I can give you. I've got to sort out my business, my affairs. I have to have all of my affairs in order and all my ducks in a row so we can build a future together. Okay, so that might be you and your family dynamic, or you and your partner dynamic, where there can be someone that, if this is a mother, child, parenting kind of different situation for some of you, where you might see that your other partner that you're with might not be as much of a help than what you are. Where this person might just want to sit and watch the TV or kind of stuff like that, and probably doesn't work, maybe, okay? And that this person could be very happy and jolly and joyful and everything that they kind of have, but it's not really helping. You're kind of like, no, you're not fucking helping. Now, if this is any person in the family that needs support, okay, this is kind of like, you're not helping and now you come to me for support. It's like this person here could be going to this person for support that's giving them everything that they want. There's a feeding energy here that's like, oh yeah, go on then. And then you're like, no, no, that's not the way you do it to your partner if you're with one. No, that's not the way you do it. Listen, they always want me to tell them stuff. I have to tell them this and tell them that and tell them how to approach life and how is the best way to approach situations in life. How is the best way to manifest getting out of this situation, out of poverty or out of anything if people are. And the best way to do that is by this. And this could be anyone, a guide in your life or a person that's going to tell you, that's going to tell you, but also show you. They would also tell you and they would also show you. But there could be a dynamic where some of you this person's caught in the middle. This could be the child or the parent or the family for some of you. So if you're in a large family, in a feast of friends or a giant family, okay, this could be the partner that you're with, that you love or something, is your wish fulfillment, your wish granted, but they feed. This is the feeder. It's kind of like, okay, like, here's the fridge, here's loads of food, blah, 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 and you're like, fuck no, I'm trying to go onto a diet. Why is it that you're filling the fridge full of all the food that I don't really want to fucking see? There's somebody that don't want to see something, that don't want to witness something. There's someone that did witness something as well, I think, in past life. But something that you don't want to look at, or they don't want to look at. Now, if this is two different people, this could be the family member where this is your partner that's saying, yeah, here's that, and you're like, no, you're not fucking helping anything. You're telling them, you're giving them too much. You're letting them get away with murder. You're letting them get away with it because someone's murder on the dance floor. Somebody is feeding this energy here. Now, they're either feeding themselves, which is like they feed their own ego and pride. This is pride, okay? Pride that keeps ego alive. It's part of the 7 deadly sins. It's the 9, it's greed, okay? So it's part of the 7, but it's the 9, which is greed, okay? Greed, gluttony. So all 9s are, to me, in the 7s, but 7s and 9s, 7 and 9s. There'll also be a Queen of the Stone Age song. I think it was 7 and 9s. Can't remember. But when I'm 64... when I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be leaving me a Valentine, birthday greeting, bottle of wine? So these could be old folk that are also around you. Now, queer as fuck. There's absolutely now queer as fuck. There's nothing queerer than folk when you get provoked, when you're like, fuck's sake, bruv, what now? I know the way out, and I've told you 1,000 goddamn times to stop thinking so negatively. I've told you to stop feeding this person. I've told you to stop playing games with this person, for some of you. I've told you the way, but do you ever listen to me? No, well, now I need you. Oh, you need me now. I need me now. I need you now. Oh, what's that song? Wow. Who sung that? I need you now. Na na na, with the heart of me. Ooh. That was Ross's name, wasn't it? I need you now. It take away the biggest part of me. Ooh. Oh, I can't remember the rest of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying though, right? 7s. 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 You take away the biggest part of me. Oh, baby, please don't go. Something like that. Please don't go. Please don't go. Don't go. Don't go away. Someone's saying, don't go away. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. And you're like, oh, for God's sake, I just need time with myself. I've got to sort my shit out, bruv. A lot of that is. It's just, I just want time on my own. Steve, I just need just a break. I just need time on my own. When I've got time on my own, I can think clearly. I know the way forward, but no one seems to listen to what it is that I'm trying to say. Right. Let's see. So then you're in a 2 and 8. You're in a complete 2 and 8, bruv. You're in a 2 and 9. So your partner or your person could have a life path number 9. And that's a fearful energy. That's a fearful energy because it takes courage in order to move. It takes courage for them to actually... So they could well... they could well have a life path number 9, okay, or 5, okay, where that can be always at an emotional loss or always fearful that they're going to be left out in the crowd. Because they like to be seen out in the crowd, like this person, the appearance of pride, which is also a 9, is that everything's fine under the cloud and under the rainbow. Everything's fine under the rainbow, but it's not, because there's no 10 of cups. There's no eternal happiness, which is the film again, the eternal happiness. There's no eternal happiness to life when you're at a low vibration. So it's very difficult for you or them to keep guiding the way, because you always end up in a 2 and 8. So this energy can be very fearful, that needs actually courage to learn things themselves. They have to do it their own way, this person, and this person has to do it their own way too. So you're in a 2 and 8. You're in 5 and 7, which is 1 and 7. So that is obviously a lot of choice that needs to be made, because you don't want to get caught into a temptation. For some of you, this would be the temptation of going into anything that's toxic again. So that would also mean like weight loss, smoking, addictions, going to the gym, all that kind of thing. There needs to be an equal balance of that to balance out the amount of work that you're doing, but also drawing it round away from other people. That there needs to be more of an outlet, like going out a little bit, going to the gym a little bit, trying to stop smoking, trying to cut down on an even keel. There needs to be more attention, but less attention. Do you know what I mean? More attention to yourself and less attention to this energy here. But there needs to be a still where you're not feeding the energy much. You're not paying attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Stop paying so much attention to this energy that needs the attention, because what you're doing is feeding the attention by letting them have their own way. So you're fighting also. But there needs to be less attention needed to someone that needs to find their own way, their own path. They need to find their beginning. They need to go out. They need to get out. They need to, I mean, if they don't themselves, then that's something that they need to find. If you're stopping that happening, if you're not stopping that happening, for me, that's great. But if you're stopping that happening, then you're not helping. You're actually feeding them by not letting them do that. So look on the other side of it, you know. This person also needs attention to themselves. They need to concentrate. They need to think. They need to balance themselves out. They need to concentrate more on their health, their well-being, what's good for them. This person here. This is the trump card. This, you in general, 7, continue on your path, okay, and it's very good, but you need an equal balance of separating yourself away from family. Have a break, okay, have a Kit Kat. Don't have a Kit Kat if you're struggling, which is what I'm also going through, which is also to do with making sure that I keep up my health regime, okay, but not an appearance of pride, okay, which is that you need to be more... there might be a prideful energy around it, okay, because there might be a shameful energy, but someone's blaming. That's why I picked that up. There's someone that blames themselves a lot for their own misfortune, blame for their own outcomings and their short outcomings, their short outgoings. But this energy doesn't, because you've got 7. The 7 of Pentacles is an alignment with your own assignment. Your assignment spiritually here would be very good, because you're learning higher education. The 7 of Pentacles for me is one of the most spiritualist cards out, because it's the Akashic Records. It's the other side of the veil. It's time. It's everything that you learn on your life path of stuff that I offer during the Skype calls now, where there is so much more information that's just been fed to me over the past couple of days. It's been absolutely unreal. Through a 7, when you really find your path and your spiritual path, or whatever you're really called to do, even if you're at the beginning of your journey, you know, when I was at school, I'm 7. When I was at school, I didn't pass anything. I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I got no grades at all, and I didn't pass any of my exams, and I ended up working for my father bricklaying for years, okay? Educational wise, I knew absolutely nothing. I can't even spell very well. But Richard Branson, he couldn't spell either, right? But when you hit the sweet spot of your 7 of Pentacles, meaning that you're in an alignment with your assignment, when you start to really walk that path, your assignment of all of the knowledge that is given to you through Pandora's box, it releases things, okay? Now, at the beginning, Pandora's box on your journey is going to release a lot of devastation into the world, and that you will learn a lot about that through family karma, through realizing that Pandora's box held a lot of free will within inside it, because it released a lot of devastation into the world, where people are always devastated, you know, and they listen to the dark side a lot. You know, that's people on your path. But Pandora ended up reopening the box, and the thing that was left inside was hope. And that was the one thing that she let go, was hope. And that was one thing that Zeus always said, is now you all have a fighting chance for yourselves. You all have a free will chance to survive for yourself. Literally. Free will. Free will. Hope. Hope can kill people. If you keep hope alive of pride, pride is what keeps the ego and the pride alive. Okay, hope. Hope of things will get better when they don't, if they don't make it better for themselves. If they don't make it better for themselves and you intervene, you get caught into a trap of karma and blame. Okay, there is a big way out of this, of what I try to teach people, and why I do this 2-hour Skype calls, which will also involve, if you are interested now, the Skype call that Heather had, which is one of my moderators. We had a great discussion that probably went on for probably 3, right? But it was a 2-hour, 3-hour Skype call, and an hour of it, or half an hour towards the end, was a tarot card reading. And it really kicked home and resonated, where we actually got down to so much work that it hit her soul purpose. And that, for her, I can't say. I can't say. But we really got down to a lot of work. And that's my moderator too. So, excuse me, but I need a drink. A toast, raise a toast. See, coffee. It's the only thing that keeps my... This is what I need to cut down on, you see, coffee. Oh, I love it. I love coffee. Oh my God, do I love coffee. It's my only outlet in life. Yes, it is. But anyway, generally, guys, spiritually, 7 of Pentacles is fucking fantastic. But you will only know that amount of knowledge when it's time for you to know it. The more you really, really try to intervene with karma, and the more you really try to intervene with really wanting to know it all straight away, you're going to block yourself and block that gift. Because your soul is only supposed to know certain things as you elevate through your soul. Only. Look at me, when I was a kid I knew fuck all. Now I just happen to know quite a bit of well, just be in alignment with my assignment, right? But what I'm saying is that the more you try to fight this feeling, okay, you can't fight. You can't fight them. They have to learn that themselves. They really do. Okay. Now, in assignment with your spiritual calling, your assignments are very good because you're understanding a hell of a lot about knowledge. So whatever it is that you're interested in, whatever that is that you're really interested in, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Your assignments don't have to be tarot card readings. Your assignment is your calling, your natural ability of a calling. If it seems very difficult and you can't naturally, fluidly do it, then you need to find another assignment, because you're probably fighting your gift. I've done many different things over my life, you know. Many different jobs, many different things, many different articles, you know. So you might be reading articles or that kind of stuff is what I'm also hitting on. But let's see, continue on. But there needs to be a balance, you see. There needs to be, if you're feeding this energy and keep giving them everything that you want and giving in, that's not the best approach to keep giving in so quickly, okay? There needs to be this person here, no matter what, needs to learn a valuable lesson also about independence, because it's a codependent energy of fear, of things that they might have lost or stuff, you know. But that would be nothing that I could intervene with to tell you, okay? I couldn't tell you that. You would only know that yourself if you know it, but it would take great knowledge of the king to actually hear that with decent ears of, I hear you, Steve, I know what you're saying, I know that's right, I am doing that, or I'm going to do that. Okay, that is the importance of information that people can take the wrong way. You know, there's an approach to your vocabulary that also might need to be more of a less, and I've got to take this one on myself, sevens, a less dramatic approach of just cutting people out. There needs to be a bit more of a, okay, you know, I'll give you just a little piece of time if you're not, you know, just a little piece of time. But for some of you, you might be down the path of where you give over way too much. Because the King of Swords is the person that everybody's leaning towards. Everybody's leaning towards the King. So, on one hand, you've got your spiritual path and your spiritual calling and your family and your job. And everything else above that the King does as an independent person to run businesses or the family themselves, that comes up with the ideas of how to actually grow things, essentially. So let's see what else is coming up around for life path number 7. September 2019. So on one hand, you've got all of that, or all of the above. Okay, is that the 7? That's the 8. So deciding that you've got a bigger purpose in life, that you've got to walk away from certain things in life because there's destiny out there. There's more of a reach yet. You've still not reached the pinnacle point of where you could go. You're approaching something. You're having to leave a lot of these cups behind. 17, 8 here. You're having to leave this behind. So if you're working on your health and stuff like that, you're understanding that that there's certain things in your life that need paying attention to, which is not paying attention to it and to actually face it. Face it. Courage, 8, still relates to Leo energy. Facing courage. Courage. To find your soul's purpose. This is on a soul journey and a soul purpose, to find the reason why. So this person digs into knowledge of understanding, or has the greater understanding of why this all happens. Okay? If you're just still on your path, this is on your path of discovery, that you're just discovering more about this and you're learning all about this. Okay? Because there's a need. I keep coming up with need. There's someone that's needing too much of this attention here, and it's trying to decide what is the best approach. What's the best approach? I'm still the way I am, but I've still got to go. I've still got to get out. I've still got to, walk off. So there's like, God, I just haven't got time, bro. I've got to get out for a minute. Just give me a break. Just give me a break. There you go. So you take a break. Take a break. Have a Kit Kat, bruv. So this is family. There is a lot of family involvement. 6. So that's a gift. That's something that that the calm before the storm, that the storm is here. The calm is out here, man. When you're out there and you've got free time and you're like, bruv, I just like live in the clouds, man. I just want to like go hiking or just get out or just like, listen to some music, man, and just like be connected, and find the courage to actually work on my health, work on like stopping smoking or working on my approach to life. It's still pulling me towards my destiny of 6. It's still making me feel more calmer when I don't have really so much of this to intervene with. When I have my free time, that's when I can really start to think more clearly. Think more clearly. More card. 4, 7, please. So then you start to actually move away. Some of you might just be transporting, moving away. Too many cards, but it is to do with family because the sun was kind of there. So it's taking a new approach to life. The soul's journey, it's crying to actually be free, you know. We just want to be free, man. We just want to listen to some music, and we want to learn. We've learned so much because we're taking all of these points of life, of points of milestones. These are milestones in life that you take with you. People say tool bag, but they're not. They're just, well, they are, but they're milestones in life. You know, you're much more knowledgeable now that you use this as wisdom to actually move. But a lot of you could be moving, like literally moving, or you could be like backwards and forwards between families and stuff. Yeah, there you go, the Fool. So Pisces energy or Virgo energy. But the dark and light, the new beginning, the awakening after the ending, there's going to be a shake-up where the energy is going to be a lot freer. So it might start hitting the Pisces retrograde, so that might be why we're up against Pisces. Dark and light, new beginning. Pisces, the two fish, dark and light. Two dark fish, one dark fish, one white. Virgo, dark and light, which is the awakening of a new beginning, when we give free will at the doors of darkness in order to make a lighter, brighter day. Things are becoming more lighter. There's a lot of issues that are going to be cleared up. The energy will then start to be more free, where you can then have fulfillment in certain ways. In certain ways. But this is your soul's journey, Seven. This is what these are about, your life path. It's just a story at the moment. But this is what your soul has come here to experience on your life's journey within September. It's just something that you're going through as a lesson. That's why I'm doing them. So what we're going to do is, these are for Patreon members, okay? It will be on Tier 1 and Tier 2. Everything is in the description for people to read, whether you want to join Tier 1 or Tier 2. Tier 2, apart from all of the other readings that you get on Tier 1, Tier 2 just gives you a load of options of other teaching videos and segments that I do of how to get out of certain situations in life. Okay, we work through the matrix and we start to understand about mind, body and soul. Okay, but they're also a reading. If you want to reach out, readings are also available. And I'm going to be doing the moon. The new moon is coming up for Piscean, which is halfway through the month, I think. So I'll start doing people's last half, which will be the same. There's a preparation that's needed for moon manifestation, and moons, it's no good just waiting for them to happen to see what happens. A lot can happen when you use certain parts of the mind to prepare for it, and there's a big preparation that needs to happen in life in order to stand things, about to use the energy correctly. It's no good just howling in front of a moon and just thinking, oh, I don't really feel that much different. You can when you start to work with it again, but then that is something that I teach. So we're going to clarify all these and see what's going to happen on the other side, guys. Thank you so much. Clarify all that, see what's going to happen. That is your reading for life path number 7 for September. Okay, guys, thanks very much. I'll catch you again soon. Peace.